So apparently in 2024, Niko wrote these things on Twitter about his father, Brian McKnight. He said, "When I was about to pass in the hospital from complications from my cancer, I just wanted to bury the hatchet and hear him say he loves me. And he told me he couldn't arbitrarily tell me he loves me. Still cuts so deep. If I could just have one more group hug between my brother, my mom, and my dad, I'd truly be ready." And then he said, "Every day I feel so embarrassed by how things went with our dad. When you're faced with a situation like mine, it quickly shows you what really matters, and family matters the most. I miss my family so much." So yeah, I don't know how you could possibly sleep well at night seeing these things as a father, right? Like seeing your son who was battling cancer writing these things about you. But people really sleep well at night. Like some people really do not care. Some people are really okay being the deadbeats that they are. And it is so unfortunate that the only thing the child can do in this situation is either one, keep yearning, or two, accept it. And that's a horrific place to be as a child of a parent who's acting like this, you know? Way back in 2018, I put out the first book in my Zoraxia series called Zoraxia, Wrath of the God King. Now I'm so excited to let you all know that the sequel to that book, Zoraxia, The Vengeance of Coldwind, is out now. Anywhere you get your ebooks and audiobooks, you can find it there. I'm talking about Amazon, Audible, audiobooks.com, Google Play. Like, it's all there. Also, you can go to www.zoraxia.com to purchase it directly from my site. Check out my series, check out the first book, and make sure you get the second book because it's out now. I'm so excited. Y'all know what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say it again. I always say that so much of the hetero Black community has smoke for queer Black people. So many of them talk about how gay Black people are destroying normalcy and they're destroying our community, blah, blah, blah. But I promise y'all that straight men got the destruction covered. Okay, put on your hard hats. They have the destruction covered. They don't need any assistance from queer Black people. Y'all are destroying your own concept of family. What are you talking about? And I can't believe that there are really people making excuses for Brian, but then again, I can, because for the people making excuses, looking at Brian's ashiness is like looking in a mirror. So of course, you're going to have to defend it, right? The only thing you deadbeats are running from, as much as y'all try to, act like y'all just, y'all these pimps, y'all just playing, y'all players. As much as y'all think y'all running, the only thing you're running from is emotional intimacy and your own selves. Y'all simply cannot be happy. You cannot be fulfilled. You cannot be content. If the way that y'all approach human relationships are any indication of your happiness, of your security, girl, some of y'all walk around here don't have none. Okay? This is coming from page 6. If you want to read the full article, you can check the link in my description. Brian McKnight made no effort to reach out to his estranged son, Niko McKnight, before the 32-year-old died from cancer. It was colon cancer. So very sad. And yet, we're seeing young people, young Black men die from colon cancer. So scary, so sad. A source close to the situation exclusively tells page 6 that the Back at One singer has not reached out to the family. He did not contact or see Niko, the insider tells us. The source says Niko was surrounded by an abundance of love and support from those who truly mattered, including his mother, Julie McKnight, his older brother, Brian McKnight Jr., his wife, Carla, and other extended family members. He was not alone, and he was deeply cherished every step of the way, the source tells us. Page 6 has reached out to Brian's team for comment, but did not immediately hear back, of course. On Friday, Julie, 53, took to Instagram to confirm the news that her second child, Niko, had passed away the day before after a 2-year battle with cancer. My goodness, he was 32. Nicholas was a cherished husband, son, brother, grandson, uncle, and nephew whose warmth, laughter, and love touched the lives of all who knew him. She captioned a photo of herself with Niko and Brian Jr. Nicholas was a self-taught artist of music and photography. His passing is an immeasurable loss to his family and all those who held him dear, the singer added before asking for privacy during the difficult time. So Brian, who shares sons Brian Jr. and Niko with Julie, a daughter Brianna with ex Patricia Driver, and son Clyde with an unidentified woman, has had an estranged relationship with his eldest 4 children for the last few years. In 2019, Brian McKnight called his kids entitled. In October 2023, he announced on Instagram that he had legally changed his name to become a senior to his then newborn son, Brian McCoy Jr., whom he shares with wife Leilani Mendoza, even though he had already been a senior to his eldest son, Brian Jr. The following year, Brian McKnight said he didn't claim his estranged biological kids because they were the product of sin. In order to live a life that you love, you have to get rid of the evil and the negativity, even if that evil and negativity is related to you. For you to be calling your kids entitled and they're products of sin, their negativity, as if they asked to be here. When a fan wrote that the musician disowning his children went against Sky Daddy, he replied, Sky Daddy wasn't talking about children that are the product of sin, which these are. He called his children by Julie a product of sin. He said they're a product of sin, which these kids are. I didn't raise them. Their mothers did. And number 2 always comes up. It's like, I've seen so many like narcissist, emotionally inept, selfish men claim so many times that, oh my gosh, your mothers, these women are brainwashing my kids against me. And it's like, I mean, how, that's some pretty strong, that's some ice to die level, that's some, you know what I mean, Jean Grey, Professor X level brainwashing and telepathy, girl, for y'all to be acting like the women, the women that y'all chose, right? Like the women have this such strong pull over. Like, what you mean? All you did was show yourself. It was so insane when I would see people like that. I'm like, all you did was display your own behavior to not only their mother, I'm sure, but to them as well. All they had to do was look at your own behavior and make a decision for themselves. Now all of a sudden it's the mother. No, it's how you treated everyone, including the mother, girl. No, and then so he goes on. He says, know the whole story before quoting the Bible, and take your inaccurate negativity off my page and try being happy. Niko then slammed Brian for his remarks on social media. He said, I'm evil? That's wild. The guy who used to make me clean his used condoms out his bathroom at 15 before Lisa got home is calling me evil for show. I guess he wrote this in the Shade Room's comment section in April 2024. In a separate comment, the late photographer added, the guy who forged signatures on our names is evil for sure. Brian McKnight also alleges that he and his wife were helping Niko with his medical needs when they found out he had cancer, but stopped once Julie allegedly intervened. We miraculously found a treatment facility near our home that put him at the top of the list, and then we put down a deposit to secure that place. You put down a deposit to, is that how the health industry, you put down a deposit like it's a car? Okay. The R&B singer claimed in an Instagram video last April, while Brian and his new wife were arranging for Niko and his wife to fly to their home, Brian McKnight claimed Julie made a hostile phone call to him demanding that he stopped helping their son. Of course, Julie denied the claims, telling Page Six, this is once again a response to bait myself and my family into his false narrative. He is a liar. Brian and his new wife tied the knot in December. Look at them. He don't claim none of the kids from his previous, like his black ex, girl, but these non-black, he over here holding this. It's just, it's ashy. It's ashy. So he has become a father figure to her 2 children from a previous relationship. Julie is, wow. He now refers to his stepchildren and his infant son as his only children. And so when I talk about the state of the ashy state of some of the black men in our community, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all don't need to be focused on what the queer people are doing, what the gay black community doing. We got that. If they need lashings, we gonna give it to ourselves. We fine. Okay, I promise you. Okay? But y'all got so much bigger fish to fry that I have no idea why you're even peering into what queers are doing. Girl, look at this. This is a mess. And then the fact that we have some ashies still cheering him on shows us that we need a complete restructuring of how men are socialized in this country, in this world, how they're raised, what they have been trained to see as things that make them mighty, and instead of things that actually highlight how small they are emotionally, mentally, you know what I mean, developmentally. They've been trained to see non-blackness as purity, as the ideal. They have been trained to spray their seed around everywhere because Sky Daddy said to be fruitful and multiply, not even considering whether or not they want to have kids in the first place, as long as it's in the book. As long as it's in the good slave book, like I'm gonna keep doing, just spray my seed anywhere. It's like you got these parents who never wanted to have kids, these kids who have so much resentment for their parents because you didn't want to have me in the first place. It is a complete mess. Then you have these ashies acting like it's acceptable, but at the same time demand so much from their interactions, human interactions, the woman that they're with, whatever, and yet don't give anything back. Don't give anything back, but want you to be barefoot and pregnant in the house. And lastly, I don't know how you as a woman, no shade, is sitting down here smiling, kikiing, right? But then this guy kid who was dying of cancer, reaching out to his father, and he literally laughing in his face, saying that he don't love him. I don't know how you sitting there smiling. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. That don't turn you off? That would make me so dry. Are you serious? Your kid who has cancer was over here begging for your attention, and you expect me to start a relationship with me and think you ain't gonna do the same thing to me, to my kids? Do you see what I'm saying? How you sitting there smiling? How you sitting there smiling, bro? Wow. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because y'all already know I be getting on I be dragging that toxic masculinity stuff. I be dragging that the way that, like I said before, men train themselves, hurt each other. You know what I mean? The social standards that society puts on these men, and the fact that they will cut themselves down to adhere to them. Some of these parents they never wanted to have kids, and some of the reasons why some parents have these kids is just to be like, see, I made it, see, I had a kid, see, my DNA's passed down, instead of actually forming a real relationship. It's a mess all around, and the entire thing needs to be restructured while y'all worried about gays. On that note, thank y'all so much for watching. Love y'all so much, and make sure you have a good evening. This ain't the only, press the holy, worship me, yeah, you can blow me, I ain't the only.